Hello, Maxime. Nice to have you again on the second season. We are more than excited to hear about the Intune Toolkit. Please tell us first about yourself, even though you don't need an introduction, but please do a small one, and then we hit it off with the toolkit. Go ahead.
So, hey, long time no see, or we chatted and so on. So my name is Maxime, for everyone who doesn't know yet. I focus on Microsoft endpoint management. I'm a part of the modern workplace team at Arxis. And there I'm focusing a lot on Intune, especially in a lot of the automation around Intune. And this is also why, if we transit to the tool for a moment, this is why the tool exists, because we do a lot of Intune deployments, and there are other tools who do great things like importing, exporting, our baselines and so on. But what we really were missing is where we lost a lot of time is where doing the assignments of those policies. And I read a lot of comments and feedback from like, why do we need this? Because we set up Intune and it's running fine and great. Yeah, true. But if you're in an organization like I am, an MSP, you don't deploy it once. You deploy Intune maybe 2-3 times a week if you're in a really busy moment. And what does take a lot of time is clicking open the policy, assigning the policy, going back to the main page, doing it all over again. And we have a lot of granular control in our policies. So that means we have like between 80 and 100 types of policies. So each policy to assign takes around 10 clicks. Do that times 100, you have 1,000 clicks. And then we do it like in 3 wave deployments. So you do ring 1, week 1, then you wait a week or 2 weeks until you have feedback from the customer. Is all going well? Yeah, everything is going well. Then we do ring 2 and 3, every spaced out with a time. But then you also have to do the unassignments and assignments. So if we were looking at it, it took like 3 hours to do the whole process manually, and also a lot of chance on error, because sometimes in week 2 we click open the policy and we look, oh, no assignments.
It is, I mean, spot on.
And then the project is delayed by a week or 2 weeks because we need to wait for the feedback of that policy before we can go to wave 2. And if that happens then in second ring as well, then it's just messed up your timeline. So that's why the toolbox came in existence. And what the main focus is on the toolbox is doing bulk assignments. I've been playing around the last few weeks, which have been a lot of good feedback as well, is being able to do bulk comparisons. For example, we have our baseline and we come to a customer and we want to see, okay, customer, what do you have now? How does it compare to our settings? You can just select all their setting catalogs and compare them to all ours. And it will just, on setting level, it will match or not. And then it will show, okay, you have it. Okay, it's in that policy, it matches. Or you have the setting configured, but it's a different value. It will just say, okay, they have it configured, but it's a little bit different than yours. And then you have all their extra settings as well, and the missing settings from your baseline. And then you can create an easy report to the customer. Okay, we want to implement. This is all the changes that are going to happen. And yeah, it makes, because the comparison always takes a lot of time, because the customer wants to know, okay, but what is going to change? And especially if you then you deploy your baseline version 1, for example, this year. Next year, you go back to the customer. Okay, there are some changes in Intune we need to update, just to the comparison, and you have a clear and easy. Okay, this is all extra. This is all new. This is our updated settings, for example. and then you can make a game plan to migrate to the new settings.
Okay, so now give us some demo.
Some demo. So I will show you where you can download it. I already set it up, so we don't need to bother with that part. So let's share the correct screen.
I'll make sure to post the download link to your, or the link to your GitHub in order for everyone to download it and set it up from there.
Okay, so I will demo the dev version because I'm working on some stuff, and it's nicer to show the latest and greatest. But maybe by the time this comes out, it might already be a little bit different. So it's pretty easy. When you go, I'll show it with dev what you need to do with the main. So if you're in the main branch, you can just click download here. Or what you also can do is you can also download it from the releases. This is just I said, okay, this is version 3, and all the changes from version 3 are in there. Because you can update the main without updating a release, for example. But normally when I update the main, I'll always create a new release. The dev version you can play around with, but be aware I might break stuff, so it might not work anymore. But for this thing, I'll show it with dev, and you can just click code and download zip, unzip it, and then you can start the application. The only thing you might need to do is, I'll put it open. One moment. So, okay, I know. Yeah, I put it on the desktop. So the only thing you might need to do is right-click it here, show more, show properties, and then you might have to unblock it, unblock the file. If you will wait long enough, if you have Microsoft Defender, it will be done automatically, but it's between the time Microsoft Defender scans it and so on. But if you have any issues, just unblock it and it will work.
Okay, this is a good tip.
Then I might just want to share the other screen for a moment. So I stop sharing, share. You can see the main screen now. So one important thing is you need to run it in PowerShell 7. So it doesn't work in PowerShell 5. It will also give you a pop-up that you need to run it in PowerShell 7. So just double click it, it will open. Then you can go full screen. You have the option to connect with connect to Graph or connect to your own application you created. That's in the documentation on the GitHub, how to create your own enterprise app. And then you can connect with an app secret and so on. If you do the default one, it will just connect to the standard enterprise application, and then you need the necessary permissions to do it. If you don't have, you can do it without consenting for all organization. And if you're, for example, an Intune administrator, you should be able to use it if that enterprise app is allowed. But otherwise, you don't have any issues. And don't
so Intune administrator would be sufficient. Yeah, all right.
Be sufficient. Then you come, if I was already logged in as in a cached version, if you aren't logged in yet, you'll get a pop-up, an Edge browser will pop up, or your whatever default browser will pop up and to ask you to log in to your tenant. And then you come onto this screen. On the left-hand side, you have the logout button, all the different types of policies that are currently supported. So configuration policies are the setting catalogs, then device configuration, compliance policies, administrative templates that are being deprecated, So like you can see, I don't have a lot of them anymore, but some things aren't still in the settings catalog. Endpoint security is a kind of a new one added to it. Applications, not all the types of applications work yet. They'll all display, but the assignment might not work yet. For example, not all the Mac and iOS types are supported. Android as well. Even some Windows, like older Windows version, you even aren't supported. But like the main ones will work. But there are, I think there are 14 or 15 types of different application installs, or if it aren't more. I've already listed them in the code to do the thing, to do the development. But my issue is I don't have those types of applications, so I need a tenant where I can find what the JSON bodies are and so on. So that's still a work in progress to do in the future, but it'll get there. App configurations, also there. Platform scripts you can also do. Remediation scripts are coming, but I need to, because it's Microsoft, I started with clean code, and then you build exceptions on exceptions on exceptions, and remediation scripts is another exception I need to build in, so it's coming. macOS scripts also supported, and then Yuri, you might know him, he asked for the custom attributes to also be supported because he was too lazy to assign them manually. So I added those as well. How does it work? I'll show you, for example, with you just select whatever ones you want. You click Add Assignment. You then say you can search for a group. I'll probably have some Mac OS group. Then you select your group. Also new, if filters aren't supported, it's now grayed out. It used to be you could select one, but then you get an error. It's also now grayed out. And then you can include or exclude the assignment types.
Oh my God, man. You just, wow,
and then you
just great. So amazing.
And then you
know how much time we invest in these assignments? Oh my God. And it's just beautiful and easy, and you have include and exclude. That's just amazing.
And then, for example,
goes to my bookmark.
And then, for example, if you're doing like ring-based deployments, you're going from version 4 to version 5, for example, and then you need to exclude all or remove the assignments, you can just select them again, or select another set and just click delete assignments. Now it will also show you a safety pop-up because an MVP came to me and he was like, "You fucked me really over. Sorry for the bad language. Maybe you want to bleep it." He was like, "I was doing some late night work. And you know, when you do late night work, it's all in haste." And he accidentally deleted all the assignments because he pushed the wrong button. But yeah, you just can click delete on them, and then they'll be deleted. If you have, just for example, those already have an assignment, you can add another assignment without any issue. Click OK. And then you'll see they're double in there because it's based on the assignment is the indicator on the table. So if you have multiple assignments, you'll see the policy multiple times in there, just so you know. And you can, if it's also supported, to just delete them all. And click delete.
This is incredible. Really, really nice.
Another one where we, you know, when you are creating policies or creating a new version and so on, you need to edit the name and the description. And it's also a lot of clicks in the portal. I also put in a button to change the name. So for example, we'll call this one v2. And then policy description. It's a bug, but I describe it as a feature. If you don't fill in a description and leave it empty, you will get this error. And I kept it in because you always should fill in a description what it does. So you say this custom attribute checks your battery condition. And live demo, something went wrong. But normally it should work. I think I need to, it's also, on the other ones it works, I need to check it with the custom attributes. But it's just simple and you can change it. Then what else do we have? I'll give them an assignment for the macOS devices. You just include them all. It takes some time. What else? You can do a backup as well of the assignments. To be clear, for everyone, the backup is not a backup of the policy or the script or whatever. It's a backup purely of the assignments. So don't, if you back it up, it's just the assignments, not the policies, because there are other tools that do it way better than me. I don't want to recreate those. That's just not what I'm here for. So you create a backup. You can, if you select them, it will only back up those. If you don't select any, click a backup assignment, so you'll get a pop-out. We'll say backup scripts, because, well, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just call it backup to be simple. Just call it backup saved. And now, for example, you do an oopsie and you delete everything. Can happen. You now can say restore assignments. You take that backup.
Oh yeah.
And then it will back up.
Oh, spot on.
For now, it's a bulk import of the restore assignments. I'm working on doing, you can select which policy of the backup you want to import. So that's coming in a later version. Another thing that is handy is also documentation to show to your customer. For example, okay, I want some info on that documentation. I might do it on like something else. The applications, for example. You see, we also do the applications in multiple rings, and you can export it to a CSV file, then just plain CSV file, or you can export it to an MD file, in a Markdown file. Then assignment doc, you save it, and it's done. If we then open, yeah, maybe I should have cleaned it out a little bit before opening it, but nothing.
Now we are going professional.
And then you can just, if you just open it in Visual Studio Code, in default, you will see the raw Markdown file, but built in, you can just click here, open a preview, and to make it more clear, move into a new window. And then you have a nice overview with a table of contents. It will also show you the description of the application and so on, the assignments, if there is a filter and so on, and on there. And for applications, it will also show you the install intent required, available, or an install. It will all show you that. So it really gives you a nice overview. Okay, I know Markdown file, you don't really want to give that to a customer, but there are easy ways to move a Markdown file to a Word document or to a PDF to have something nice.
This is beautiful. I mean, this even with the documentation, it could be easily used for example for IT audit. This
Yeah.
could come in handy actually. And wow, this is amazing. I did not really expect this. Wow.
Then what is also a little bit different about the applications, if we take a random application and we click add assignments, you have a little bit more of options, and there will be coming more to the options. So yeah, you can select your filters and so on. For example, you only want to do it in 32H2 devices, include assignment type, include, and then you can say available or required, and you click on assign. In the future, I'll also support the option with, so you can select the notification, should they be shown yes or no. But again, for each type of application, it's different. There are a lot of different options. For example, for the iOS applications, there I'll also support them for example, VPN policies. You can apply those on that applications. It's just there are so many options on assignment types that I think I'm the only one that's crazy enough to try to recreate it. Because there are just so many options. It's really easy to fetch the data, but to make something that's that, how you say it. So when you do an assignment, for example, here in my list, I need to check first. Okay, is it the Win32 app or is it the macOS app?
Okay.
And then that add assignment field here needs to be different for each type of app. If you understand me. So it's just a lot of work on the back end to build it in all. So for now, I'm trying to do the basic and set some stuff hard-coded at the moment. But later on, those hard-coded bits will also be fields to select.
This is really great. I mean, this status of a toolkit is beautiful. And now it's just going, it will be more and more beautiful throughout the time. But now this could save a lot of effort and time for the IT admins or even consultants. I think this tool is meant for more like a consulting guys. Yeah. I mean, do you think this should be, I mean, for whom should have this in their arsenal?
I think consultants will be the main target, I think. Maybe also enterprise IT that do a lot of testing and moving from test to production and so on, and also are also using that ring-based deployment and so on. But for like smaller firms, I understand the use case isn't really there yet, only for maybe to create a report for your manager or something as an IT admin. But it's really made, and also I'm also a consultant. It's really made for consultants, the tool.
Okay. Beautiful.
Then the last thing I've been working on, it's not yet really 100% finished, but it's getting there. Is, for example, being able to do a comparison to an existing baseline. So if I've already, if we take these, for example, these policies. So this is a part of our baseline, not the complete one, but just to to show it to you guys.
So you would have, do you have like, I mean, do you import those baseline?
So this is
how do you do the comparison?
So in this case, what you see here, this is what the customer, what's running on a customer, for example.
Okay, this is what's on his tenant, the customer's tenant, right?
So at the moment, Cloudflow is the customer. So I now want to compare, for example, to a CAS benchmark or to the Microsoft Defender, to the Microsoft Security benchmark, or other community benchmarks. I've been working So this is a little bit slow because now it needs to fetch all the configurations of each of the selected policies. And you can see I've already preloaded some benchmarks in the tool. A big thanks to 𝗕𝘀𝐻𝑇𝐻 for his macOS security benchmark.
Who is 𝗕𝘀𝐻𝑇𝐻?
That's 𝗳𝐴𝐷𝐻𝑇𝐻, 𝗳𝐴𝐷𝐻𝑇𝐻.
Ah, okay.
And then the
shout out to him.
Yes, indeed. And then the Open Intune baseline. You might have heard of him as well.
Okay.
I don't come with his name at the moment, but also really big thanks. So I asked them both if I could use them. So the macOS is just from today. He imported it to the toolkit. But that's macOS is not working yet. I need to do a little bit more development. But we'll take, for example, now the Microsoft or the Open Intune baseline. The latest version. You just click on the version, and then it will load all the different policies from his baseline.
I mean, is this a preloaded policies?
Yeah. So these policies.
So that means if just to those are already within your tool kit. If let's say if I have then we just continue with this. Then I'll just jump with my question. Sorry.
So the baselines are already imported, so they're under support files, Intune baseline, and then you see all the baselines in there, and you can put your own baselines in here if you want. The only thing is what you need to look at is to create a root folder of your baseline, and under that root folder you put this structure. For the moment, I only support settings catalog. All the other ones aren't supported yet, coming in the future. But like I said, each type of policy has a completely different build-up. So I need to do them one by one.
This is really focused mainly on sys benchmark, if I'm not mistaken, this is the big effort. Yeah.
The Open Intune baseline, that's a community baseline. So he takes Microsoft recommendations, he takes CIS recommendations. It's like what will work and won't break your environment if you deploy the Open Intune baseline normally. Unless you have some edge case, it won't break anything. And it's like it takes the best practices from Microsoft and the CIS, but in a working order. Because, for example, if you would deploy CIS level 2, that will break stuff 90% of the times. So, and also for the 𝗕𝘀𝐻𝑇𝐻, it's CIS on the back end, but it's his version of CIS. So it's not just, it's like lessons learned of CIS and then applying it in a level 1 and a level 2. He compared it with CIS, but it's a lessons learned of CIS. Same thing with the Open Intune baseline. It's a lessons learned. It's not a that's the difference between, for example, Microsoft security baseline or a CIS baseline. This is security best practice, and in an ideal world, you want it like that. But in reality, you can't always put it like that. But to go
yes. Now we have all the settings catalog. We assign them. We want to compare them with our current settings. How do we do that? How does it look like?
So you select your settings, all your baseline policies. If you have like things in the same settings but in different rings, you need to select the ones the ring you want to compare to. For example, in your Defender updates, or if you have, we do also like Office updates and so on in different rings. Play with those differs and so on, because otherwise, it will show you in the in the, you know what, I'll do them all and then I'll show you what happens in the report. And then you click OK.
Let's break the toolkit. Let's break the toolkit.
And now
Let's break the toolkit.
Now you need to wait for like some time. It's not enough time for a coffee, but it's like, okay. If you have something to drink, it's time to drink something. Yeah, because it needs to. What I also have in the toolkit is like, and that's the hard part of the comparison, and where I'm struggling with for the macOS stuff is giving those display names. Otherwise, it's just raw IDs. But with raw IDs, it's not readable. Sometimes you can understand a bit what they're doing, what they mean, but some IDs are just gibberish. And yes, I want to replace that. Then we can go back to our to Visual Studio Code. And then we open it again in the view. Move to a new window. So the baseline consists, the Open Intune baseline consists about 650 settings configured. In my settings I selected, now we have 158 matching settings. 33 differ, are configured but are different from the baseline. And 459 are missing from the baseline, are in the baseline, but not in my environment. And I have another 177 settings that are configured, but not in the baseline.
Okay. Interesting. Then, okay.
This is a good example, why it's still work in progress. The attack surface reduction rules, for example, the expected values, they'll say matched, but because this goes a level deeper, and that's what I'm trying to fix still, it will show it's matching, and because both of the settings are in the two in the baseline and what's on my tenant, but I need to go one level deeper to do setting per setting under that. But that's coming.
It shows there on the corner, the right-hand corner matches.
Yeah,
so
indeed.
Means it matches. Okay. Okay, and which ones that are different? I mean, they're not there, or they're just different settings.
They're here. So cloud block level is high, and in my environment, it's on default.
Okay. So, and is this the middle? Is the recommendation? What are you recommending for the system?
The expected value is what the baseline is configured with. This is what the policy name is of your environment. In which policy it is, and then the actual value is what it is, and in here the description is the setting name, how it's called. And then the baseline policy is what is from your baseline policy, what's the name of the policy there. So you have matching, then we will have some missing as well, for example. So
these are the things that we should recommend to the customer, for example, missing and defer.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
So this is interesting. So here you have a lot of missing stuff. So this is all interesting things to go to the customer with. I want to give you, I'll just search for it. Ring. And the search doesn't work apparently. Okay. So if you have, I'm trying to, if I can find them. For example, here. I have apparently two policies which have the same setting in it. Also, to be aware, if you have sometimes you have different setting catalogs, settings, policies for different assignment types. It's really, you do need to check, okay, for this device, we have this assignment type. I'm also going to work with, you can select a device and compare it to a security baseline. So it's working from that. But if you have, it will show you which policies, if you have in your own organization, policies with the same settings, it will show you.
Beautiful.
And then if we scroll down, we took a lot of settings. And I wouldn't recommend maybe for the, I wouldn't recommend doing it in a big bunch at once, maybe for an initial one to see the big numbers, but to really drill down, take setting by setting, so you don't have, because this is, or export, I'm also going to include an export to CSV where you can maybe do a bit more filtering and so on, to drill down on the data. Because a markdown file is great to give you an overview, but to drill down on the data, you can't select filters and so on. That might be more interesting in a CSV file. And then I think another one that's really interesting is, okay, you want to implement your baseline, but then you compare it to your customer and say, okay, he has a lot of extra settings. We also need to take in account those settings. Okay, some you don't want anymore, some you need to take with you, but it's also giving you that overview. This is extra. Make sure you do something with those and not just delete them, for example.
Nice.
Because they might have a use case, they might not have a use case. You still have to think, sadly enough. So this is what the toolkit does at the moment. In the future, so my highest priority now is to fix the comparison part. I've already figured out how to go deeper. That's not the issue. It's just now the display naming part I need to get in order.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because what is annoying, it's the, I'll show you the file in right here. All the naming is in the settings catalog.json. I put it first, I didn't put it in the build that I released, but it takes to build this file. It's if you delete the file, it will automatically create it again. But it takes 15 to 20 minutes to build this file because it literally is getting all the possible settings that you can configure in Intune in a settings catalog to one big JSON file. And then what I need to do is, it even freezes my PC a bit while opening it. For example, here, this is a great example. The setting is called, this is what is displayed if you don't, the item ID is this, but the name in the portal will be disabled.
Okay.
Same with, where is it? The Apple Remote Manage, no, that's the technology. I'm looking for the app. For example, this, the com.apple assets cache manage peer filter rearrange item types. This is what is the ID of the setting, and this is what is in your. This is what a settings catalog is in the backend, but in this there is no naming. And you need to match all the IDs here into the setting catalog here. And that's the hard part.
Okay. This is This is wonderful. I mean, this is really incredible.
Maybe
Maxime.
we're already
There's
going
a lot
a
of
little
work.
bit too deep.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's a lot of work there.
so
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
matching those IDs with the nice display names and so on. And the annoying thing is, if you then would go to settings catalog for administrative templates, there the display names are pretty already in the export, and you don't need to do the matches. And each type of policy or each type of application is completely different in how the body is built up.
Very, very, very. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I love it. I'm definitely sure everyone would love it. Yes, I mean, now we are coming to an end of the demo. Last words before we say thank you to everyone, Maxime?
A big thank you.
Now I'm looking at myself.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. I think a big thank you to the community. I think that's because a lot of input is from them. Because I can automate stuff, but I don't have all the edge cases, and just the feedback is great. Also, the community input, like 𝗕𝗶𝐿𝐴, who helped with the authentication stuff. He wrote that module. I took his module and implemented it. Nice. So it's just, I want it to be a community toolkit. It doesn't need to be my toolkit. It needs to be a community toolkit. For some reason, I'm not there anymore. It lives on. So that is what my goal is of the toolkit, and just to keep things a bit more easier. Because I'm a lazy ITer, I rather, to quote Igor, I rather automate something that takes 5 minutes. I rather automate something that for 30 minutes that would take 5 minutes manually. Yeah, so it's just a passion to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's incredible, your work. I mean, your effort towards the community. Thank you. I mean, I can't really thank you enough for this, Maxime, but I'm sure everyone is behind you and supporting you within the IT community. Thank you for coming into this podcast. We'll definitely make another podcast together, and I guess I'll see you again.
Yes, indeed. Let's do that.